Hello and welcome to the Ellen Made Book Club. Today we're gonna pick out some options for book club in July and August. I had a comment from Mimi who was like, I really want to join the book club, but I need a little bit more time to prepare, please. And so, yes, Mimi, let's give you some more time to prepare and get your books from the library or wherever you want to get them from. And I mean, especially now over the summer, you have things to do, places to be. I get it. I might not be this far in advance for every month going forward, but let's just try it over the summer and see how it goes. I'm not going to pick out my own TBR for July and August in this video. It's just going to be the book club options, and then we'll vote. And then after that's done, I can do my TBR jar for my TBR for the month, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Everything is trial and error here on this channel anyways. So let's just get started with the prompts. I have these different colored prompts in here, and they are all from different sort of categories of prompts. And I usually pick one of each color, so 5 in total for my TBR for the month. But I'm thinking for book club options, I'm gonna do 4 per month. So I'm going to pick 4 prompts for July and then 4 prompts for August, and then we can vote on those 4. But they all have to be different colors still. And if I can't decide with only one prompt, if I have too many options still, I'll do a second prompt for that first prompt and narrow down my choices a little bit. So let's start with the picks for July. This is so fun! I really want to read Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler in July. I think it's set in June or July in 2024, and it was written in 1993, so that's the future, but that's now. And yeah, it's like a dystopian science fiction fantasy thing that I really want to read. So I guess I'm reading that, and then we'll pick 4 more. I don't know. The first one is a yellow one. Let's see. This one says, hyped up. Okay, second prompt for July. Has to be a different color. Nope. Pink. So let's see. This one says, new. So that can be a new release or it can be new to me. Fun. I have a book in mind. Okay, let's see. That's a double thing. Should I do the green one? And green is genre. Okay, so it says classic. I kind of only have one. Well, it depends on what you would classify as a classic, I guess. But the only one that's like an old classic is that one. Let's see. 4th prompt. I don't want to read that for book club, I don't think. I don't know. I want summer to be fun. Blue? Well, okay. How am I supposed to know this in advance? It says heartwarming. Who wrote this prompts? Well, I mean, I guess I'll just have to guess. New, classic, hyped up, and heartwarming. I mean, the newest book I have on here is Clytemnestra by Costanza Casati. This is a mythological retelling, which I'm really excited about. It says Mother, Murderer, Magnificent on the cover. I think that sounds really good, and I'm gonna pick that for new. Well, where do we draw the line at classic then? Because the only like proper classic I have is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and I'm not sure I want to read that in July. Maybe I do. No, I don't want to read that. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller is definitely hyped up, but I don't want to be reading that and Clytemnestra in the same month. So I guess I'm saving this again. Let's see, hyped up. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, I guess is hyped up. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid is also kind of hyped up, or like Taylor Jenkins Reid in general is kind of hyped up. And this would kind of be fun for summer, I think. It's a Sex on the Beach cocktail of a book. That sounds fun. I'm not sure if it's like great for book club, if it's like, if there's anything to discuss, but like it doesn't have to be super deep, especially in July. So yeah, let's pick Malibu Rising for hyped up. Why not? Look at me being so fast. So for heartwarming, I have A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. It even says heartwarming on the back. I've seen the movie, so I kind of know the story from that, but I don't think I've ever read it. And it's Swedish, and I'm Swedish, so that seems appropriate. I have another classic. Okay. I have 1984 by George Orwell, and I have this in Swedish, this copy, and I also have it in English, so that could be a good option. Yes, classic 1984. That's quite a good selection, I think. Yeah, so those are my picks for July, and I'll talk about them a little bit more at the end of the video if you're not familiar with what they're about. But let's get to the prompts for August. Yeah, and I don't have any audiobooks. Okay, so let's try to include some audiobooks for August. So first prompt for August. What do we have? We have two. I'm trying not to pick two. This is a blue one. And we have Migration, which I feel like I would have a lot of those. Okay. Let's pick the other ones. Another blue. No. Just one, please. Green. Okay. That is genre, and this is humor. Okay. Something funny. That's good. I'm just thinking about what options I have on like audiobook. But I don't know. The last experience I had on audiobook with like a comedy book was not great. So that's blue. Come on. Give me a different color. Purple. And purple is something to do with color. So this one says fade, meaning something like on this, where there's like the colors fading into each other. We'll have to look at some covers and see where we can find that. Okay. And a different color, we need a pink or a yellow. Pink. Okay, and we have prize winner. Okay. I'm gonna need to think a bit. I'm gonna need to do some research for this, I think. Fade, humor, migration, prize winner. These are a bit tricky, are they not? A prize winner could be the author winning like the Nobel Prize, which is not like for a specific book, or it could be the book itself that won a prize. Okay, let me pick out some books that fit these prompts, and then we'll see where we end up from there. Okay, BRB. Okay, I have picked through my bookshelves, I've looked through my audiobook app, and I have pulled out some options for each of the prompts, but I still can't decide. So I'm going to pick a second prompt for each prompt, I think. Or we'll see. Let's start with humor. For that one, I have 3 audiobooks. I have James by Percival Everett, which I didn't realize was funny, but apparently it is. And then I have The Center by Aisha Manasir Siddiqui, I think. And then Big Swiss by that author. I don't know. I'm gonna pick a prompt and see which one fits best. And this can be any color. Oh my goodness. This is purple and it says purple. None of them were purple. Thriller, and I don't think either of them are a thriller either. Another green one. Fantasy, blue. Come on, please help me. Family, that doesn't really help me either. Romance? No, that's not gonna work. Let's see if this helps. Queer? I don't think that applies to any of these. Does it? Metallic? That doesn't help me either. Come on. Green one. Sci-fi. So I'm gonna skip that one for now and see what the rest of the pile will look like, and then maybe try to make a decision from there. I don't really know. Why is this so hard? Okay, so let's move on to migration, and I have a lot. Kristen Hanna, The Four Winds, which is migration within the United States in the 1920s, 1930s. Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi, which is from the Gold Coast of Africa to the plantations of Mississippi, from the schools of Ghana to the dive bars of Harlem. Yeah, so that's definitely an option. And then we have River Spirit by Leila Boulela, which I chose in April but didn't get to, so that's an option as well. Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, and this one is migration from Afghanistan to the United States. Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and this is migration from Nigeria to the United States and also to London or Britain somewhere. I haven't really seen very many people talking about River Spirit, and so I guess not this one for book club. I think Homegoing would be more popular, I guess, or like more people want to read that if you haven't already. Kite Runner is also a strong option, and Kristen Hanna I've never read, but I've heard good things. I think I'm gonna put Americana to the side because that could go for prize winner. So then we have these 3 options, which actually go great together. But we have Homegoing, Kite Runner, or The Four Winds. Well, so let's just pick another prompt and see which one of these fits that the best, I guess. Oh, I also have Pachinko by Min-Jin Lee, which is migration from, let's see, Korea to Japan, I think. So that's also an option. I'm gonna pick another prompt. Okay, so color. This should help us choose, hopefully. It says red. I guess the only one out of these that has red on the cover, hello, is Pachinko. We're going with Pachinko as one option. I think people want to read that, so That's good, I guess. Fade, which could be Song of Achilles, which would be fun. 3 Wishes by Leanne Moriarty. It could be An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. Fade. Or it could be The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, which has lots of different colors fading into each other. I mean, I really want to read Song of Achilles, but I also don't want my Madeline Miller books to end. I don't want to run out. That's silly. I shouldn't be saving the ones I want to read. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Song of Achilles because I want to read that. Would you call that a fade? I would. Yes. Okay. That's a pretty good start to a month, I would say. And then either Big Swiss or The Center or James. And then I need to also choose a prize winner. Okay, so I have Hilary Mantel's short story collection, The Assassination of Margaret Thatcher. And she is twice winner of the Man Booker Prize, but not for this book. That's for Wolf Hall, which is historical fiction. But I would like to get to a short story collection sometime soon, but I don't think that you would like to read this for book club, so that's not a good option. This was shortlisted for Women's Prize for Fiction, so it's not actually a prize winner. And then the one I have left is Sula by Toni Morrison, and I've never read anything by Toni Morrison, and I would really like to. So she won the Nobel Prize in 1993, so that's an option. And then the final prompt for August is humor, and for that we have James, The Center, or Big Swiss to choose from. And I think I'm gonna go with Big Swiss out of those 3, just because I feel like it's the most different from the other 3, and like I said, I want there to be a variety to choose from, and so that's my decision and I'm sticking with it. Because if I continue thinking about this, like I've been like, oh, I should switch these around, like that could also be heartwarming, and that could be new, and that could be hyped up, and that could be classic, and that could be, and I could sit here all night long. It's getting dark out. So options for book club in July are Clytemnestra by Costanza Casati. This is a mythological retelling about a woman who is a mother, murderer, and magnificent. Her husband kills her children and she wants revenge, basically. I'm looking forward to this. Then we have A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman for, what was this? Heartwarming. This is a Swedish contemporary novel. Really good, I think. And if you want to read that, that's an option. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this was for the prompt hyped up. I don't know if it's that hyped up anymore, but in my mind this is a hyped up book, and so that's why I picked this. This is set in August 1983. I think the whole book takes place during one night. There's a big party, there's a rich family, there's like singers, and yeah, it's a party out of control. And it's a cocktail of a book. So that's really nice for July, and that's an option too. 1984 by George Orwell. And this is a dystopian, it says utopian? I'm sorry, what? It says on the back that 1984 is the most significant of the utopian novels written. This is not a utopian novel. Is it like satirical utopia? I've never read it, so maybe it is. But it's not very utopian the way, I don't know. I'm intrigued to read this now. I guess if it's a satirical utopia, then it's also a dystopia. What? That's an option. Okay, moving on. And then for August, we have Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is also a mythological retelling about Achilles. I don't want to read too much of this actually on the back. Let's see, it's a coming of age story, coming out story. Yeah, Pachinko by Minjin Lee, which seems really kind of tragic or like heartbreaking, but also beautiful. It takes place in Korea and Japan. Generational story. I don't know. I think this is really good. Sula by Toni Morrison, which is a Nobel Prize winner. I've been wanting to read this for a good while now, and I'm a little bit intimidated by it. But I think it's supposed to be really good. I've never read anything by Toni Morrison before, and I'm intrigued to do so. So yeah, that's an option too. Big Swiss by... I need to look up the author for that now. By Jen Beagin.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents Big Swiss, a novel by Jen Beagin.
Read. And this is about a person who is a woman who transcribes a sex therapist's notes, and one of the patients is a woman who she calls Big Swiss, and then she becomes like obsessed with her or something. It's very weird and very strange, and it seems like a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm intrigued to read that one, and so that is option number 4 for August. Okay, so now we have 4 options for July and 4 options for August, and I'm going to put up polls on the community tab where you can vote for the ones that you want to read, or that you would like me to read if you have read one of these already. And yeah, we'll go from there. But these are the options. I hope you find some books that you want to read as well. And yeah, I need to go eat something now because I'm about to faint, and I'm gonna leave the rest up to you, and we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go and vote for which book you want to read in July and August if you want to join the book club, and that you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, so now I've been thinking even more, and okay, this was supposed to be easy. I don't know why it's not easy ever, but I've made the choice. What did I make the choice?